I liked to think that I was good at action RPGs, but maybe I'm being proven wrong here. Is what may be going on. Because yikes. My good gracious. Alright, the suck. Nope. Yeah. Do a smidge of this. I think Moz sucks too much. It is the boss that is at fault, not me. Okay. Go snag the thing, please. Wah. But yeah, I do like how it seems like there's a decent bit of skill that can be involved in this game, what with like the parrying and needing to also be facing the right way for the parrying. Like, definitely a game that you could really learn. Okay. Okay, come on. Lots of slashes. Alright, get away. I don't trust that slap. Its range is kind of insane. Yeah, so immediately after the rocks, you can get, like, a couple hits in there. But I just never take the opportunity to. Do be a wombo combo. Maybe I'll try next time. Because I do see that he's vulnerable for a little bit after slapping. I'm just really scared about getting too close to him while he's slapping. Because the hitbox is the freaking size of Marth's grab from Melee. Okay. Come on. Lots of slashes. Get away. Get away before he slaps. Oh, is he not slapping? This is where he's doing the thing. This. Gotcha. I don't think I need a jump, but like, again, I lose nothing by batting a jump there, so I may as well. Just in case. Okay. Yeah, so the back is the safest there. Here's these. Don't be too close to any of them, because they're going to start traveling fast. Yeah, you say that every time. Okay, like this. Many slashes. Maybe I'd be able to make use of, like, the weak point after the slaps earlier in the fight. But at this point, it's probably not a great idea, just considering there's all these toads everywhere that I gotta kill. That I'm otherwise preoccupied with. Oh my god. Bubbles everywhere. I'll get those blue ones later. I gotta be up here right now. Ah! Come on. Okay, pay attention to those bubbles while I'm... I thought I was shielding there. What did I get damaged by? I parried the one thing and then I took damage from something else. Okay, right there looks like a good spot. Dang it. Come on. But I am learning here. I am very much learning. Get out of there, get out of there. Dang it! My god, I tried to parry the rock. I tried to, but, V5 fuck him up. I'm trying. I'm trying real hard to. Look, I'm gonna get him. Check this out. Get ready for the best Elliot gameplay you've ever seen. I say as I take damage there. Really? While I'm jumping up on the lily pad? Oh my god. Okay. Check this out. So good at video games. Okay. Okay, and then right between the two there, like that. And then, do a smidge of this. Come on. Getting close. Get out of there, get out of there! Stay away from the shadows. Okay. There's so many friggin' toads! Dang, I tried to parry that one. You are on my platform, my guy. Man. Get off my platform. Come on. Okay. Hang out back here. Oh my. Must become one with them on or to beat them all. I became one with them all before and I died. He nommed me when I became one with the maw. Damn it! I became one with the maw! I got too close. Yeah. Well, maybe now I can beat the maw because I became one with the maw. Well, I missed that opening. Gonna have to wait for the next one now. Get out of here. Oh, he's on my thing again! Get out of here! Dang it! I keep ramming my face into them. Really? I'm trying to pay close attention to those bubbles as well. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Is that gonna work? Oh, hell yeah. Just can't really be taking damage from here. That's not what I meant. I need one more opening. One more opening and I win. I just need to not take damage. Is all that needs to happen, which is a little easier said than done. Damn it! Wait, it's this way. I'm not gonna make it in time, am I? Oh my god! Ah! My god, my god, my god! Go, 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 go. Ignore those frogs. Ignore them. I don't care about them. Oh my god! Wait, that killed him! Oh my god! That was actually stressful, man. Watch, phase 2. I became one with the maw in order to beat the maw. Money! Yay. Because I kind of went broke after resurrecting myself, considering every time she wakes me up from death, she scans my credit card. Okay. Yoink. My god. At least the price doesn't increase every time you die. Thank goodness for that. At least there's that going for it. Gate of Time from Skyward Sword. Huh? What is this?
Elliot, do you
Auto.
think that's the doorway of time?
Doorway of Time?
I think the chances are high. Let's look around.
Look around? I mean,
I wonder where this will take us. Oh, I can't
you know, get in your water, new lord. Through we go, I guess? Trippy kaleidoscope. Okay, yeah, that's the end of the demo. I figured that would be portions of the program 2023 Microsoft Deserved Playfab. You know, as much as I rambled on, do you dare grow cold feet about the maw? Do I dare? The Adventures of Elliot the Millennium Tales. That's what the name of it is. Debut demo. Thank you for playing. Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect going into that. And again, as much as I spent, you know, most of this time kind of rambling about my discontentment with modern Squeenix in the Bravely Default / HD2D field, despite so much focus on that, you know, I honestly did enjoy that. It actually has, like, some really cool kind of stuff behind it. It's something very different for HD2D, with this being, like, the first action RPG rather than something turn-based. So, I wasn't entirely sure how this would translate over, but it does essentially feel like playing one of the 2D Zelda games, albeit with some interesting different things like the parrying, where you can even reflect opponents' attacks back at them. You need to face the right direction and hit shield, like, right at the perfect time to parry. You have a shield that winds down, so, like, you also want to be trying to parry so that you don't get your shield broken, stuff like that. I think that's actually kind of cool. So I did generally like it there. I do wish that if you get to a save point, it fully heals you. And I do wish that if a boss battle is going to send, like, a whole bunch of generic guys at you, that can be the excuse for from time to time, a generic guy drops, like, a tiny little piece of health. So it's like, if you continue to play well, you very slowly regain health. Like, not anything major where it's like, oh, all your health is just back. But it does really suck just having the feeling that, like, your health is gone forever, and there isn't really recovering from this, per se. So, you know, how if you're playing something like a Zelda game, and the boss sends little generic grunts at you, that can be the excuse for them to drop a heart from time to time. I probably would have liked something like that. And of course, yeah, going into it fully healed thingamabob. At least I can revive there, and at least it doesn't cost more and more each time. So I wonder if you're just, like, rich by the end of the main game. If you get to, like, the final boss, you can just, like, resurrect over and over and over again, or how exactly they balance that out. Or how exactly that works. But yeah, I think they'll address those concerns in the full game. I mean, the last time people had complaints in one of the demos, as far as I can recall, in terms of, like, major complaints, was with Bravely Default 2, where people were like, this is too hard, and, like, the counters that enemies have is annoying as heck. And then for the following demo and the full game release, they were like, oh, let's make it harder and go even more into the counters, fuck you. Like, after many people complained about it. So, I don't know how much I trust Squeenix with feedback, if they're going to be getting a lot of player feedback about this. I don't know if I trust them after that whole Bravely Default 2 fiasco. But, you know, that was actually pretty cool. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect going into this, but I actually did have fun with that. And as much as I struggled with that boss over and over again, it was actually a pretty cool boss, not gonna lie. Because, again, like I was saying before, it can be really easy to make a boss that just feels like really samey kind of throughout in this kind of style. Like, you can really easily design a boss like that. But that felt like it did do a good job of continuing to have, like, the same core formula. My camera tracking is broken, apparently. It has a red light of death on it. To have, like, the same core formula and the same thing that you have to do of, like, put a bomb in his mouth and hit the weak point. So, like, that doesn't change. It's not like you have to relearn how to hit his weak point or anything like that. But continuing to up the intensity in different ways, like more frogs, more vortexes, and stuff like that. And then there's just, like, so many elements on screen to balance. So I don't know if that would be, like, the first boss in the full game. But that was actually really cool and really quite engaging. With all the frogs that are, like, sending out their bubbles and the bosses sending out bubbles as well, I'm trying to, like, look back and forth to, like, parry different things, avoid different things. There's my camera breaking. It is staring at my crotch now for whatever reason. Let's go ahead and reset it to fix it. You see just a whole bunch of, like, controllers and a mouse and stuff like that on the floor behind me. What a time for it to break, huh? Go ahead and unplug it. Plug it back in. And then I go here, and then deactivate, activate. Oh, I'll have to wait for it to turn all the way back on again first. There we go. Activate. We back on there. I don't know why my camera does that sometimes. It's just the way that's always been. Let's see here. Wow. Switch things back over here. Yeah, that was actually a really cool boss. Again, I really struggled with it, but I was still having fun. It wasn't one of those bosses. It wasn't like one of those kinds of video game bosses that feel, like, unfairly hard, where it's like, oh my god, this is literally impossible, what do I do? Like, I was being challenged in a meaningful way, and it was actually fun and engaging. I actually quite liked that. Like, the only real 2D action RPG games that I'd play would be, like, the 2D Zelda games. I play a shit ton of 3D action RPG games, like, all the time. But 2D action RPG games, I don't really play a massive ton of them. Really just the Zelda games. With the one that I have the most time in being Link to the Past. I mentioned before with, like, 100%ing that one before. I have a decent bit of time in Link Between Worlds. Did I ever 100% that one? I don't remember if I did or not. I came decently close, I think. I could always load up my old 3DS file and see. And, never played any of the DS Zelda games. I played a tiny little smidge of Minish Cap. So even within the 2D Zelda games, I haven't played all that much. So, I guess I'm not too much of a 2D action RPG guy. Maybe there's other ones that I've played on the channel here throughout the years that I'm forgetting about. I'm sure there is, but, like, so I played a whole lot of channels around here. I can't words tonight at all. I've played a whole bunch of games throughout here over the years. I'm sure there's other things I'm missing, but, you know, it's not as much my forte as 3D games. And I find that it can be really easy to make 2D ones either, like, way too overwhelming stuff at once, or, you know, too little, and it's just, like, super easy peasy, just walk around, avoid obstacles, and what you gotta do. I feel like this struck a pretty good balance with that boss battle there. That was a decent bit of chaos, but never to the point that it felt like this is darn near impossible, there's too much going on screen. Like, there was a lot going on with all the different freaking frogs around and the boss blowing bubbles. And if you didn't kill the frogs in time, then they're blowing bubbles while you're avoiding all the vortexes and hitting the boss's weak point. Craziness like that. But it was cool, it was fun. You know, I actually like that. But again, I am very pissed off about the whole game key card thing and the approach that they're taking with with Octopath Traveler 0, and probably this game as well next year. So if I do end up playing this game, and if I do end up playing Octopath Traveler 0, there's a good chance that it might just be on PC when I've done all the other games on my Switch. And while I could continue playing them on the Switch, I fucking hate game keycards, so I don't really want to do that, and that has me ticked off enough that I like playing them on the go. These are nice games to have on the go on, like, the little tablet, and I'm not gonna shell out for, like, a Steam Deck or anything like that. So, it's really nice to have them on the go, but I want something on my cartridge. I hate it so much, so. You know, we'll see here. Again, ticked off at this kind of area of Squeenix, or maybe it's weird Nintendo publishing things with them only providing 64GB or game key cards, if that's the truth of the matter. Whatever the heck. But I would still say just put them on the 64GB cartridges if that's the case. Who cares if they cost like $16 a pop? You're selling on all the other platforms at this point. Like, the Switch stuff has gotta be like such a small portion of your sales. Don't, like, give a big middle finger to your Switch users that your initial popularity was based off of with, like, the whole Octopath Traveler stuff. Since it initially started as a Switch exclusive, so your longest time fans of the HD2D stuff are those on that console. Don't alienate them by being like, hey, either get it digitally on a game key card or play on a different platform. You don't get to have it on a cartridge on this platform anymore. Like, that's not cool, man. But yeah. Are those playthroughs on YouTube, or is just your off-cam run? I mean, playing those Zelda games, that was before I became a, that was before I started streaming and stuff, so I haven't gotten to those games on the channel yet. I'm sure I will one day. The day will come that I eventually would like to get to them, but no, that was before that point. Link Between Worlds would have been sometime shortly after it came out, and Link to the Past was when I was in high school. I played on an emulator on my phone. I didn't actually play the original version, I played like the Game Boy Advanced version of Link to the Past, and I was following the Zelda Dungeon guide for it. And it was just kind of like a fun thing to be playing on the side on like my phone touchscreen. But my god, let me tell you, the biggest pain in the ass was the Ice Temple, because when you don't have real buttons, so you're not sure what you're pressing, like, am I holding right or down right now? I can't tell because it's a touchscreen, with like a super little narrow walkways with ice physics and the rotating fire bars. My god, that was my most difficult time with a 2D action RPG, most likely. I was so glad when I was done with the Ice Temple. Most of the rest of the game, not too bad with a touchscreen. But man, the Ice Temple is when I wished I had actual buttons that I was using. That was... my god, that was pain. I'll always have PTSD of the Ice Temple and Link to the Past because of that. It would have been nowhere near as hard if I just used actual buttons. But yeah, first time I heard someone reject the Steam Deck. I've heard good things about it, but like, I own a Switch. Why would I buy a Steam Deck as well? Think I can afford all these things? You poor soul, Screen Crunch, coupled with a teaser for a second game you'd never be able to play, with this game and Octopath 0 coming out at the same time there, or like during the presents at least. I mean, not releasing at the same time. Octopath Traveler 0 releases December 4th apparently this year. I'll look at my game schedule. I'll look at... I think it's not even full price on Steam, if I recall. But I think it's full price if you get, like, the digital deluxe edition. Oh yeah, that's another thing that kind of pissed me off that I forgot to mention here. Here, let's see here. I think... am I still on the store page for Octopath Traveler 0? I am. Yeah, in the beginning. Link to the Past Game Boy Advance, including a new Game Boy Advance game that requires multiplayer. Did it? Was that a... are you thinking like 4 Swords here, or was that a GameCube thing? Anyway, start from zero and rediscover, gosh dang it, and discover, I don't know why my brain thought it was rediscover, the newest entry in the Octopath Traveler series. Experience the story of restoration and retribution over the Divine Rings, an epic saga that unfolds across the realm of Orstera. So yeah, I mean, like always with the Octopath Traveler games, like the graphics look real cool. Okay, so that was included with the Game Boy Advance there as well. Kind of cool how there's a character creator. I'm sure the music is gonna be friggin' amazing. I love Octopath Traveler music so much. It's so dang good. Added it to my wish list just in case to keep an eye on it. But yeah, here in Canada, full price games pre-Switch 2 are $80, like that. It's not a full price game, which is interesting considering Octopath Traveler 1 and 2 were full priced games. So is the reason why this isn't full price and the reason why it's just coming out 2 years after Octopath 2 as opposed to as long of a span between Octopath 1 and 2 is because it's like a smaller game? Is that what's going on here? I don't think the stuff with the Digital Deluxe Edition is all that important. Does it say here what this stuff is? It says somewhere. I was reading up on it somewhere, I believe. Octopath Traveler... No. Apparently those are things I looked up before. Octopath Traveler 0. Digital Deluxe Edition. Comes in each edition. Square Enix blog. 3 editions. Let's see here. Octopath Traveler 0. In the wake of tragedy, rebuild your town and go on a little adventure and stuff. How does it relate to Octopath Traveler Champions of the Continent? Game setup may sound a little familiar, because it's inspired by story elements and gameplay ideas from that game. Yep, I'd heard about that. It's a good thing I covered a little bit of Champions of the Continent on my channel, I guess. The different editions here. Oh, I was about to control F for it. Anyone who pre-orders the game will get a set of helpful in-game items. So, yeah, so you rebuild your town. Kind of like Bravely Default, I guess. It looks like there's familiar characters. It would seem. There's pre-order bonuses. And these are obviously just consumables that you can get in-game. But until the game comes out, we won't know if this is... Or maybe you would know from the previous Octopath Traveler games. Maybe it's not at the forefront of my memory enough here. But looking at this, I wouldn't be able to tell if that's something that I would be able to get in-game, or if this is something that I'm missing out on forever if I don't pre-order the game. Or how exactly it works. Action skills, Icewind Mastery, whatever that means. The Digital Deluxe Edition includes these festive decoration designs and the digital art book. Action skills ×3, consumable items. Do they spell items with an E at the end? Oh no, I'm seeing things here. I was missing like the colon and coming together there. These thingamabobs, Triple Strike Mastery, SP Saver Mastery, Extra Job Point Mastery. It's not entirely clear if these are things that you can get in-game otherwise, is what I'm confused about. Like, I imagine you wouldn't be able to get these in-game otherwise. Town Decorations, Collector's Edition. I got the Collector's Edition for Octopath 2. I don't think I need to get Collector's Editions anymore. Reminds me of the Soothe Belt pre-order I was getting for Scarlet Violet, only to find out it was incredibly easy to get in-game. Yeah, these might be incredibly easy to get in-game, similar to that. Arrangements, Break and Boost. Oh, the Break and Boost arrangements are so good. Like, the Break and Boost albums that they've released, you can just find them on YouTube and stuff, too. So good. What amazing music they really are. Traveler's Playing Cards. Oh, so it's like a set of normal cards, but, like, themed after the characters there. That's kind of cool. Ring of the Flamebringer. Here, I can switch over to this layout here, but then I gotta turn on display capture again. 8-sided dice of wealth, power, and fame. Oh yeah, I see the Champions of the Continent inspiration there. Wait, is that what's going on with the 3 colors here? Where it's like red, power, yellow, wealth, blue, fame? What with like the 3 things that were going on with Champions of the Continent? Have to get going now. Enjoy your stream. Ban Ma. Ma's been banned. Okie doke, take care of their Reggie Bump. It's 2 in the morning. I'm gonna go get some sleep after this. So I'm gonna do. Please note that the digital art book is not included in the PS4 version. Why? Is there like a limitation or something there? Physical edition. Yeah, but that would still be a game key card, wouldn't it? What if this is the one way you could get it on Switch 2 without it being a game key card or something? That would be kind of funny there. Well, Octopath Traveler 0 game. HE2D series on X. Yeah, so there's a chance that I'll play this. When Hikari was asking me on stream recently, I was like, yeah, I don't know, probably not. I wouldn't count on it here. Because I was still in my phase of, like, finding out it was a game keycard and being perpetually pissed off. And I still am to a degree. I'd say there's a decent chance that I do a playthrough of this. I've done, like, so much Octopath Traveler stuff on this channel. You know, there's a good chance that I'll do this, but, you know, I'm still pretty freaking pissed off. But anyway, that's the stuff with Octopath Traveler 0. This game was really fun. I actually quite liked the Adventures of Elliot here. I don't know when it's slated to release. It's just sometime next year, I think. Like, let's see here. The Adventures of Elliot. The Millennium Tales. So this is the page for it here. Introducing the Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, and the debut demo. Embark on action-adventure across a beautiful HE2D world. Here's everything you need to know about this brand new game, and the free demo available now. Get ready for HE2D adventure. Unlike Octopath Traveler 0, this one is not releasing on the Switch 1, just the Switch 2. Out of curiosity here, this one, does it say what platform somewhere up here? Let's see here. Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch, PS5, PS4. Whereas this one is just PS5, not PS4. Xbox Series XS. With the PS4 here, I kind of expected to see Xbox One on this list as well, but I guess that's not the case. But yeah, at least they're definitely on PC. Developed by Team Asano, the developer behind the Bravely Default and Octopath Traveler series. Yeah. Whenever I say this division of Square Enix, I mean Team Asano, and I keep on forgetting that name, so I keep on saying, like, this kind of group there. Triangle Strategy and more. Again, what an absolutely terrible name, but what a fantastic game. I love Triangle Strategy. So fantastic. New debut demo available now. Get an idea of what to expect there. Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. What a dumb name. I don't think I can get any dumber than Triangle Strategy, but, like, they really need to work on their naming scheme here. This action RPG set in the world of Philabiel, the beautiful but savage land dominated by warring beast tribes. Humanity's last bastion is the Kingdom of Huther, protected by its tall walls and Princess Huria's powerful magic. When a mysterious set of ruins is discovered, a young adventurer named Elliot and his fairy companion Faye are sent off on a journey to investigate. What seems like a simple if dangerous mission soon becomes a grand saga that will be woven across time and space. Interesting. I mean, I kind of gathered that with the Gate of Time at the end, but still. As Elliot, you'll explore an expansive world from grassy plains to dank caves and mysterious ruins. Hordes of enemies roam these lands, but fortunately, Elliot is well equipped to deal with them. He can wield 7 types of weapons, from swords for close quarters combat, bows for range attacks, and even chains and sickles that can pull enemies towards him. That's pretty cool. His weapons can be customized with Magicite to increase their utility further. Some Magicite has simple stat boosts, such as increasing attack damage, while others have effects that change their very function. A personal favorite is of who? The person writing this, I presume, is the Linked Arrows Magicite, which adds an extra hit to foes around your target when you use your bow. Well, that's kind of cool, the different ways to, like, augment your playstyle. Stuff that I didn't really piece together from just watching the trailer there casually. I mean, this is, I guess, where you go to read for, like, more in-depth stuff with the game. I want to give a special call out to Faye's sprint power, which lets Elliot zip around the world with the wind quite literally at his back. It's super fast, fun to control, and when you fail to manage the momentum and smack into a wall, also very funny. If you want to see what I mean, you can, because... Wait. Was that an ability that I could use in there and I didn't even realize? Whatever. I'll find out if I play this next year when it's fully out. Switch 2 owners can download a demo for the game today. This debut demo is designed to give you a sense of exploration and actional experience in the game, so expect plenty of crunchy combat, spooky caves, and all sorts of secrets hidden around. Are these bosses that you could go and find somewhere in the world with the debut demo? I'm not doing any more of the demo. I'm good with just that little bit. And honestly, with that little bit that I played, I did have fun. See a crackable wall? Blow it to smithereens with a bomb, and you might discover a secret treasure route. A small dungeon you can explore for valuable rewards. Perhaps you'll find a Shrine of Life. These optional challenges put your combat and traversal skills to the test. Perhaps you'll find loot like Magicite or money. Always remember, this is a game that rewards the curious. Or you can follow the quest markers and delve into a deadly swamp and the unexpected ruins beneath. Yeah, I just went straight to that. This multi-level dungeon is full of dangers, so be sure to use everything you've learned to find your way through. So I guess there's more I could do with the demo, but oh well. That would just go to waste anyway if we're gonna talk about, like, long-term progress if I did end up playing this game later, because again, there's a good chance that I don't play this game on Switch too, if I play it there. Once the demo is done, you'll be invited to take part in a survey and tell us what you think. Your response will help make the final game even better, so please share your feedback. Visit the survey. Message from Tomoya Asano. Very pleased to announce the Adventures of Elliot the Millennium Tales, the first action RPG in the H.G. series. It features simple and easy to understand gameplay, yet offers a deeply satisfying and challenging experience. As the H.G. series has expanded and evolved, we've gradually shifted genres. We started with a classic RPG with Octopath Traveler and went on to do a strategy game with Triangle Strategy. When we thought about where to go next, we felt that challenging ourselves to an action RPG would be a good direction. It goes without saying that we want to deliver this game to all the people who enjoyed the games that we have made previously. Bravely Default, Octopath Traveler, Triangle Strategy, etc., all of which I've done full playthroughs of on this channel. But I would be delighted if it could reach out to a new audience of gamers as well. Message from producer Naofumi Matsushita. I hope that everyone, including all the fans of Team Asano's previous games, I'm a fan of some of them, not so much Bravely Default 2, can play the debut demo and experience for themselves what our first foray into the action genre looks like. We've pulled out all the stops to create an epic experience, as Elliot travels through 1,000 years of history in an adventure that can be enjoyed by all. Look forward to great things. It bugs me how there's a... whatever. Tips and tricks for the demo. Finally, to help you get started in the debut demo, I, as the author of this post, have put together a few extra tips you might find useful. Use the right stick to control Fae, or however you pronounce that. Scout ahead, attack foes, or even pick up objects from afar. Smash everything. Pots, stars, grass. Valuable loot could be hidden. Or you can use R to block attacks. Not sure where to go. Use the map. Check your Magicite regularly. I don't really engage with that. Buy the explosive brooch. This accessory, which you can purchase from a merchant in town, makes everything you pick up and throw explode like a bomb. It's expensive, and in truth, you don't need it to complete the demo. But hey, it's really fun. Interesting. Yeah, so there's that. What is... I thought I was already on the official website. Launch in 2026. Yeah, this. Epic Tale. Wow. Select a platform to get the demo. Share your journey. Let's see what the survey is like here. Yeah, I accept. How you find out about this title? The Nintendo Direct. Here, I'll take the survey on stream here. What were you interested in this title before playing the demo? Do I trust Team Asano nowadays? Is there nothing about, like, the, HG2D series? I mean, I guess this is the equivalent there. I like the music because the demo's free to play. Here, this is the closest thing anyway. I played hard. How satisfied are you with the control of the protagonist? Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I don't know. How the heck would I describe the thingamajig here? I wish that I could go faster, but it sounds like I probably had the means to, and I just was too dumb to realize how to do it, so I mean... This isn't gonna be very useful for survey responses then, I don't think. Because I probably want a reason why it's not the best there, but... The jump would feel a little bit weird sometimes when I'm trying to jump onto the lily pads. It's just, meh. Maybe they'll figure it out, I don't know. Think about the difficulty of the battles against standard enemies, not bosses. It's definitely not far too difficult. Too difficult, just right. It was taking massive chunks of my health, so I don't know. But I feel like if I played the game, I would get better at it, so it might not be fair to say too difficult. I think this, I'll say just right here, honestly. And then too difficult here. But, like, just because I wish that I could go into it fully healed and then, like, pick up some health items along the way. Do those two things, I mean, it would be fine for me, honestly. I think about the difficulty of the dungeons. Oh, this is fine. This is fine there. What, saver point? I feel like having the save point before the boss fully heal the player would help set me up to be fully prepared for the battle ahead. if the generic enemies during the boss sometimes dropped health, it would no longer feel that losing health is something I'll never get back in this attempt. Doesn't need to drop enough to easily fully heal by any means, but to feel still like there's extra incentive to go after them, as well as feel like an attempt of a boss is unsalvageable after losing too much health. How do you spell unsalvageable? That's salvageable for sure, and then on, and then it should be good. Something like that. I mean, most of it was just, you know, getting kind of lost, figuring out where to go. It's not like there was puzzles or anything there. I mean, one could constitute the difficulty as like the enemies there as well. I feel like that encapsulates what I want to say there. Satisfied you with the graphics? Didn't they usually have like the best things at the top and the worst things at the bottom? Are they doing this to try and catch if someone's just like checking the very top each time? No, I like it. It was really quite nice. I mean, as always with the HD2D games. Satisfied you with the quality of the thingamabobs there? It's the menuing that I had a little bit of difficulty with assigning things there. Just say controls, loading, speed I felt were fine. I like those there. Switching weapons, I would have much preferred if you hover over the weapon you're selecting and then hit the button you want said weapon assigned to. That's to streamline the switching process. As is, or maybe I should say, I would attempt to do this instinctively. Find that does nothing, and I have to press A to actually select it. Then I instinctually pressed, or instinctively press the button I wanted to assign it to. Once again, found that did nothing, and I had to use the left stick to select the button I wanted it assigned to, and then had to hit A to actually assign it. Felt like a much more involved process than it should be. Especially when engaged in fast action and wanting to hot swap on the fly. That makes sense? Kind of describes what I feel about that. Satisfied were you with the fairy support actions? I didn't really. explore it enough to form a valuable opinion. How the hell do you spell valuable if it's not like that? My god. Also, just from my experience with surveys and stuff, if you write something that's neutral, typically in survey that is essentially garbage data that isn't really going to be considered, like, because what are you going to do with that if people say, like, you know, nothing there? So, I think to make this, like, pop out more, I should probably do that. And then it's like, you know, it's leaning more towards the negative because I have something to bring to attention, and then that helps it stand out more. And then it's not just like garbage data that's being fed in, because it's essentially no data. It's basically the equivalent of no response if you do something like that. That's the thing that you really hope that people don't select on surveys, is the completely neutral option when you're designing a survey. Didn't play local co-op. Satisfied are you with the Magicite system? And interacted with it. I picked up one bomb Magicite in the dungeon. Didn't see an option to use it in my normal menu. And then didn't think about it again. Any other comments on the overworld and dungeons? I don't think I do. I don't believe so here. Satisfied are you with the Adventures of Elliot Millennium Tales overall? I'm pretty satisfied, honestly. I think it's fun there. I would maybe buy it. Any comments or requests for the developers? I can say if it's a game keycard, I'm not buying it. I want to make sure that, you know, developers and publishers and stuff know this. And whoever is responsible for it, whether it be Squeenix or Nintendo with what they provide to third parties, whoever needs to know eventually gets the memo from enough uproar that this whole game keycard crap cannot continue. Just to clarify, like, you know, I play all these games, but I'm not buying any game key cards there. I don't know if I would have any comments or requests. Other than that, fun game. Keep up the good work. There's my comments for the developers. Alright, and then profile stuff to see, like, what kind of responses correspond to what kind of players there. I'm no longer in that demographic, am I? When you played today, how likely are you to recommend this game to others? It really depends on, like, the whole game keycard thing, Bob. That's pretty good. I would say an 8. Typically, oh my god. Gotta learn about new upcoming games. Nope. 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 Yeah, sure. Nope. Formerly Twitter, they have to put in because nobody calls it X. Like, all the official places try to call it X, but they always have to clarify formerly Twitter. Video streams, I mean the official Nintendo one there. Reviews, sales pre-order. Yeah, official stuff there. Gaming events. Yeah, that's where I find stuff there. What games do you purchase last year? A lot. Which of the following franchise have you ever purchased and played games from? Yep, I've done that one. Maybe that one day. That I sure have. That I sure have. Yep. Yeah, makes sense there with the inspirations from Legend of Zelda there. 2D ones, 3D ones. Yep, sure have there. I didn't get that far in it, but I played that. Really, they have Assassin's Creed in here. I guess just for, like, another big RPG series that they could list for those that play one of the most famous action RPG series, I guess. Yeah, I've played a lot. I play a lot of video games around here. Submit. There we go, your response is very important to us. I do like how they release these demos and do surveys and try to improve things. Assuming it's not a Bravely Default 2 situation where they essentially say to you, yeah, that feedback you gave us, how about you shove it up your ass? Like, as long as they don't do that again. Because, my god, with Bravely Default 2, the people complained about things and then they made it worse. Man. 2:30 in the morning. I should get some sleep here. It's a few days to Fragapalooza. Because it's after midnight, it's technically Monday already. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm going to be picking up my friend Finn from the airport. He's going to be staying with us for most of August. Wednesday, if I have time, I might be helping set up with Fragapalooza. Otherwise, I might just be getting Finn settled in here, and we might practice some Mario Kart World together. Because he wants to try really hard in my Smash tournaments. Not my Smash tournaments, my Mario Kart tournament there. Which I just finished the trophy of today. It's on my 3D printer back there, where that was a good flat surface to put it on while the glue set. There's the trophy that a lucky winner will be taking home on Friday. And then Thursday to Sunday is Fragapalooza, where we're going to be doing a whole bunch of games. I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy VII, well, technically it's Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is the proper name. A DLC of Assassin's Creed Valhalla start to finish. I'm going to be playing a whole bunch of GameCube games with Finn, that should be fun. And probably a whole bunch of other stuff is going to end up going on there. So there's lots of gaming stuff coming up here for this upcoming event. And maybe I'll help set up on Wednesday and do a little bit of streaming the day before the event, then something or other. I turn off display capture there. I only switch to this layout and turn off display capture here, because otherwise I'm going to forget that display capture is on. Then I'm going to start streaming one day and be like, why is that my desktop and not the game? So yeah, that was The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales debut demo. Yeah, that was actually better than I thought it would be. That was actually kind of fun there. I kind of like what's going on, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this. But at the same time, fuck game keycards. If I haven't made that blatantly evident by everything else going on here. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this demo here. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this game, but yeah, I'm still kind of pissed off at recent Team Asano related stuff. I am no longer, like, on the edge of my seat for a new HD2D game like I would have been. I'm no longer, like, bounding out of my chair at, like, oh my god, a new Octopath Traveler game, like I would have once been. At this point, I'm just kind of like, I mean, I'll look into it as it's coming out here, but I'm not gonna be going out my way anymore. That's kind of where I'm at currently. Maybe Octopath Traveler 0 and Adventures of Elliot will find a way to make me fall in love with it again, but that's where I'm at currently. So, we'll see what the future of this HD2D series on the channel looks like. But, and for now, until next time, take care and see ya. Goodbye.